All right. The day grows late now. You've had your lunch or supper and are plied with drinks. Opheia has been healed by Weidman, and you are able to spend the night here if you'd like in the inn and or wherever else you find yourself comfortable.
When Kaspar comes back in, I do tell him that I've arranged for Pardis to be properly buried, and it will be
Why?
He was your brother, of sorts. We may have been at odds, but he was still a person. He deserves to be buried like a person. You cared about him. I wanted to honor that.
All right.
Do you know
Where's
when
Opheia?
Oh.
I'm probably napping.
Resting. She's very, very nearly lost her life today. She's going to be a bit delicate for a week or so, maybe more.
Think she could still remove a hex.
Be nice about waking her up, but yes.
All right. Wait, me and Opheia were sharing? No, it was me and Mari were sharing a room, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go over to Opheia's room and just kind of like knock on the door. Not necessarily softly, but not like banging.
I'm awake. You'll have to open the door. I'm.
Oh, okay. Kaspar opens the door. Walks in. Just kind of looms. When you remove my hex.
Good thinking. It's better to do this at later in the day when people are asleep. Yes, I will help you with the hex. Yeah, I think you deserved it. I know it wasn't easy going up against Pardis like that. I know you said you wouldn't, but you did do it.
I did what I had to.
He was a bad person, but I am sorry he had to die.
He was not a bad person.
I will apologize for his death, but I'm not going to say more than that. We'll just have to disagree on this. Right. You're hexed.
You know how to remove it, don't you?
I do know how to remove it. We'll need ingredients. I only have one. We'll need 2 more. The barley, we can get in town. The hand fiber, we'll need to Actually, wait. I need to look at my chart of where hand fiber is. That's fields, right?
You'd also assume that probably any of these are ingredients that the sorceress would have on hand if you're not able to find them easily.
Yeah, but this allows, for character building.
I can't exactly go into town and buy things when everyone hates me upon looking at me.
Well, I can pick up some barley.
You're
but
ill.
I'm out
You
of
need
hand fiber.
rest.
No, I do need rest, but I also need to steel myself, or else I'm going to die genuinely. You have 2 horses now. Is this correct?
You can take my old one.
That's what I thought you were going to say. You have 1 horse now. What is the name of your previous horse?
I don't remember.
It's going to be very hard for me to figure out its name. Well, I'll cut you a deal. We need to go out into the fields, so you teach me how to ride a horse, and I will gather the hand fiber that we need for this, and I'll purchase the barley out of my own pockets.
You shouldn't be riding. Your body is still healing.
Then we're not removing the curse tonight.
I'll find the fiber myself. Or you can ride with me. I do not think you should ride on your own.
I'll ride with you.
Yeah, he just kind of has been kind of looming in the doorway this entire time and just kind of steps back and just starts walking back away.
What about Cyan?
May have that.
No, I mean, Luna or
Your name?
Camelot. Are any of these ringing a bell?
I will.
No.
What's your horse's name? Okay, I'm going to keep guessing. Let me know when I get it right.
Caspar. Well, I don't know if Caspar remembers this, but I will remind the players that Lorcan had named Caspar's horse in one of the previous sessions. That
I forget what its name was.
I'm just going to have to keep guessing.
I don't be
gonna
writing shit down. Is the problem.
Jersey.
That's a great name.
Oh my god. I think Caspar is still...
Jerzy.
I think Caspar... Here's the thing, is I remembered that he was named by Lorcan, and I'm like, I think Caspar is just kind of going to pretend that he doesn't know. He feels too bad.
Oh. Maybe I should see if this horse has an engraved saddle, too.
It's a shit-ass, cheap-ass saddle.
I'm going to see if I can learn. I want to try to learn riding techniques from Kaspar.
There's a really shitty, cat witcher medallion symbol, etched into the leather on the side. It looks like he did it himself.
I'm going to have to get a new saddle, too. Okay, so... Let's do some, we should go look for hand fiber, and then I can probably... I don't know if any shops are open, but I assume they sell barley. I just need a little bit.
Alright. This is secret.
there is, in fact, an alchemist shop that you hadn't spotted earlier when you were passing through on the main street, and if you want to stop in there, it does seem as though they have the pretty much all the basic ingredients that you would need for this. So
I guess we could also just buy everything. I have to pull up the...
I can buy everything. Which one's the shop?
It's one of the main shops down here on the main street. They have an assortment of alchemical ingredients and supplies, and entering into it, you see a kind of wiry-looking man, probably in his like mid-30s or so, wearing kind of simple clothes, and is like willing to sell you the ingredients that you need. Kaspar, if you go in, he gives you a dirty look and seems unwilling to do business with you, but if you have the coin to pay, then he will sell to you.
All right.
If not unpleasantly.
This isn't actually that much different from my day-to-day, if I'm being entirely honest.
And yet you need it removed regardless, because it's like 100 paper cuts now.
Does it work on you lot as well?
Hexes?
No, the hatred. Do you dislike me now? More than you already did?
I was pretty mad when I cast that on you.
And after you cast it, do you
I-
feel more animosity?
You should ask me how I feel after we remove it.
Alright.
So,
much would it
Opheia, are you
cost
going
though?
to buy all the stuff that you need, or are you going to look for
I'll buy it.
it? Okay. If
You
Kaspar,
will need...
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know, what was the question? Or the statement?
Oh, it's if Kaspar is buying it, then it will cost a little bit more, but for the fool's parsley, the hand fiber, and the barley, it would be 35 gold for Kaspar to buy it.
Yeah, I can
Casper,
pay that.
Just, you don't need to buy the fool's parsley. I have that.
Alright.
So 30 then.
Actually, yeah. I
Alright.
will remove 1 unit from my inventory. So add 1 unit fool's parsley to yours.
Okay.
We'll want to go somewhere secluded now, because this next part isn't pretty.
There's the meadow where he found me, and then there's a river. If you follow the trails, I found it today.
The river is good. Let's go to the river.
Alright. Do you need help from Mare or anyone?
Are you... Yes, I do, but not for this. Don't underestimate me.
Okay. He looks like he was thinking about arguing with you, but he just like looks so tired. Let's go then. You can ride in my saddle. Just get on behind me.
So, do you really think Parsis wasn't a bad person?
You can't really be a bad person when you're dead.
I use the past tense. You said he wasn't a bad person.
He was good to me. when we were younger. He taught me how to fight. He didn't beat me when he taught me how to fight. Gave me extra food. Often from his own plate. We weren't exactly well equipped.
Can somebody be a witcher if they don't know how to fight? Do you think?
No, they'll die.
So he made you a witcher. Or helped anyway.
He made sure I wouldn't die.
Would you consider yourself much of an artist? This is unrelated. I just we're getting closer, and it's important for removing the hex.
I like to draw sometimes. Nobody asks, usually.
What subject matter?
Trees. Things that I see. I don't draw people much that don't like it.
That's unfortunate. This relies on having anatomy skills, but you just need the basics. Let's just dismount here. Let's just get this over with.
All right.
You will need to make an effigy with the supplies. It needs to be you. And I'm sorry, but you need to be the one to make it.
Okay.
Let me know when you're finished.
Yeah, he'll make try his best to make like a straw doll. Rip off a piece of his shirt from the bottom, like wrap it around.
Kaspar, go ahead and give us a crafting check.
Crafting! I'm not super good at that. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, you craft a very, very good likeness of yourself in miniature
I get
form.
some poppies or orange flowers and like kind of make hair out of it. He does seem to enjoy this.
Oh, now I feel really bad.
For what's coming.
That is a spitting likeness of you. A little less deformed, but it's good handiwork.
I can't give it the scars without destroying it on accident.
You'll need to destroy it on purpose, but not yet. This is the this is the part where you need to insult it, like it's you, and you need to keep going until you can't think of anything else to say to it.
Did you know I had to do this when you cast it?
Of course I knew. But I think at the time I just wanted the satisfaction of making you reflect, so...
My punishment.
I'm going to head back to the inn. When you are done insulting the effigy, you need to burn it. I don't think I need to give you instructions on how to do that.
Will
Good
you
night,
stay?
Casper. Do you wait? What?
Kind of just like looks away.
Why? Why?
If I get out everything that I need to say, I might very well destroy myself instead of the effigy. If you're here, I might not.
Fine.
Plus, I don't want you to take the horse.
Opheia just sits down in the grass with her back to you.
Kaspar also just kind of sits down, like, with his back to you, so you're kind of just, like, back to back. Not, like, literally, like, backs touching, but, like, a few feet apart. How do I begin?
You insult it as if it were yourself. I can think of a lot of insults I would say to you, but it has to come from you. I can give you some suggestions if you'd like, but it's not really in the spirit of things. For what it's worth, I know people like to mock you for your physical appearance, but I consider those to be insufficient, superfluous, low blows.
Then
I
we
don't
should
know.
start with those.
You don't need to do that.
He holds it up. It has to be until I stop being able to think of them. You're ugly. You have a terrible smile and a terrible laugh. Your voice makes children want to cry. Your hair is bristly and oily at the same time, no matter how much you bathe. And speaking of bathing, you don't do it nearly enough. No matter how strong you get, you're still gangly like a teenager. And everyone hates you. They hate the way you look. You're disgusting. You're weak. You're not capable of feeling human emotions, and that was even before you became a witcher. You're a coward. You'd rather die alone than even try to like anyone else, and the people that you do like, you can't even express it. Or you push them away, or you stop seeing them for years and then expect to walk back into their life like it's fine. You're a murderer, and a dog, and you don't deserve to live. I think at that point he just starts to kind of cry. Your own father didn't love you, neither did your mother. You expect other people to even tolerate you. You're a mess, and you're afraid that even when this hex is lifted, that nobody's going to look at you any differently. Even before the scars on your face, you were hideous. Inside and out, you're a terrible person. You'll never change. Because you can't. Because you don't want to. Because it's easier to be an evil man than it is to be a virtuous sinner. You killed that child. And you watched as a friend of yours died, and you don't even feel anything. And the worst part of all is you don't even feel anything for the child. You don't feel anything for your friend. I just want... You're not normal, Kaspar. You've never been normal. Your father knew it, your mother knew it, your siblings knew it. That's why they sent you away, not because you were sick, but because you were different, and everyone knew it. You're not a man. You're not even a monster, you're just a beast. Acting on instinct. He kind of just like continues on like that.
The twilight begins to darken into night. You listen to the insults that Kaspar says to himself, to the effigy, and the sounds of the forest ignite around you as night falls. And Kaspar, how long does it take to complete this ritual for you?
Probably like almost 2 hours.
Yeah. Night has fully fallen. The stars are in full of light. The moon hasn't risen yet, so the stars are quite bright above you. You complete the ritual. You need to burn the effigy to finalize the magic of this lifting of the hex.
By the end of it, he's like full sobbing, almost like childlike, just like no restraint at all, crying, and just drops the doll.
Opheia is going to put a hand on Kaspar's shoulder. I think you can stop now.
He kind of like stumbles up and just casts Igni on the doll.
Kaspar, as you harness the magical energy into the sparks from your fingers, and they cast out onto the exceptionally well-crafted effigy of yourself. The sparks turn to flame. It catches in the dry straw of the effigy's body, and it ignites into flame. As you do this, you channel the magic into this effigy. The power of the hex is lifted. And as you cast this, something else happens. The magical energy that you're forming into Igni pulses and changes, and you feel the marking on your skin that was left when the comet appeared ignite once again, coursing your body with magical energy as well, harnessing, capturing, releasing magical energy in its own way. The Igni that you normally cast as sparks and flame suddenly has like a purple and green tinge to it as it ignites this effigy. You feel as though something has changed within you. more than just the hex being lifted. As you complete the ritual, your arm, where the marking is, throbs, almost like a burn, but that kind of tingling heat coursing through your body.
He lifts up his sleeve to inspect it. Does it look any different?
It seems almost not illuminated, but like a light almost in a certain way. The kind of white scarring that makes up the marking on your forearm is almost brighter in a way, but other than that, it's almost just like when your arm sort of falls asleep, it feels like your arm is tingling with magical energy. It's running from the marking up and through your body. It's an unusual feeling, but it feels good. And Opheia, you notice at least the different effect of Igni and kind of the demeanor of Kaspar change a bit, and something seems different about Kaspar when you look at him now, too. You can't quite put your finger on it, but something is different.
Kaspar, in case you couldn't figure it out, we're done. The hex is lifted. If you were curious, I don't hate you as much as I did at the start of this morning. I think something probably changed closer to 30 minutes or an hour ago, but maybe it was the hex, maybe it wasn't. But well done.
Kaspar, you also feel sort of exhausted now. This was a very emotional ordeal, and then the magical surge also seemed to take its own toll. And so you're quite tired at this point, even though it's only maybe 7 or 8 p.m.
Kaspar kind of like staggers, and I think probably startles you quite badly as he literally just hugs you with no warning.
Oh.
No.
It's more of like a slump more than a hug.
Opheia just gives an awkward squeeze.
Pat, pat, there.
My there was a someone back home who gave me instructions for that hex, but he gave it to me because he said that he didn't have the heart to use it. I guess I should have figured that out then. So maybe I owe you an apology. I'll think on it.
Everything I said was true.
Well, you're not a coward. And not everybody hates you.
Right.
And I wouldn't say you're that ugly either. You should take us home.
Right. He just kind of stumbles over the horse and like gets up.
As the two of you return back through the forest path towards Saints Crossing, emotionally and physically quite tired at this point after quite a long day of ordeals. We cut back to Kilton, surrounded by revelrous townsfolk and harlots and tankards of mead as a bunch of people dance around him and sing his praise.
Harlots are wasted on this wife guy.
Yeah.
Harlots are wasted in this town. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
The night passes in splendid array, and you are all able to get a good night's rest. And Kaspar and Opheia return. Probably it takes like an hour to get back to Saints Crossing from the river spot that you got to. At this point, you're both probably quite tired and, rest for the night.
I'm waiting for them to get back, and I give them each a mug of mulled wine before they go to bed.
Yummy.
Nice.
Thank you.
Come morning, you arise to find the town a bit calmer from the day's prior excitement. The children, Ambrose and Maeve, approach Mare and let you know. Ambrose says, Mrs. Mare, we all wrote letters and sent them off at first light with the messenger. Hopefully they'll reach our parents in a day's time or so. And we received word from Oberhassel this morning as well. He thinks it's in our best interest to return. He's heard about what happened as well. Word travels fast in the valley, and he's been keeping an eye on us as best he can. He's concerned, and he thinks it's probably time we return and get ready to set out a little bit earlier than we originally planned. He's not going to want to push our luck too much more here.
Of course. And before we take you back to Oberhassel, I do want to ask this of you all. This troop that you've put together, this family that you have with Oberhassel, you need to protect it even if Oberhassel grows tired of you. He is by nature not like humans and dwarves and elves. He's an old one, is what they were?
A relic, I think.
A relic. He's a relic. He has different ways of seeing the world. He sees it in a much longer light than we do. His attention may turn to other things, but if that happens, I want you all to take care of each other.
Well, I appreciate that, and I think, Oberhassel's good to us, but if anything were to happen, I think we're all out with each other, and I think that's for the best for all of us. A new start, and with Oberhassel's help, hopefully we'll be able to find it on the road and be able to follow our dreams, and, we'll do it in memory of Lorcan, because that's what he wanted to.
It is a brave thing to follow your dreams, especially when others are telling you not to.
Well, will you come back with us at least and
yes,
walk with us on the road?
We will escort you back to the Mystwood, and hopefully if Oberhassel has any decency, he'll meet you there. Meet you or send an emissary to guide you back in himself.
Oh, I'm sure he will. I'm eager to leave this valley behind and the dark memories that it holds. And, I know that my parents, once they learn about Pardus's failure, they're likely to hire someone else. So I'd like to, make myself scarce in the valley if I can. They'll try and follow, but only so far before they give up. If it costs them too much, it won't be worth it to them.
We will leave this mid-morning today.
We'll prepare ourselves. Just let us know when you're ready.
We will.
The children return back and gather their things. And as you gather yours and prepare for the journeys ahead, Kaspar, as you come down from your room for the night, having had a very restful night's sleep, maybe one of the best that you have ever had, or that you can remember at least, and all things considered, you would have thought that you would have slept uneasy with the day that you had prior. But, well, you slept quite well.
It's the
You come
catharsis.
downstairs, and you notice that Lun, the innkeeper, Maeve's father, he greets you with a cheery smile and says, "Well, welcome, Mr. Witcher. Is there anything I can get you for breakfast?" Don't worry, it's on the house, of course. You and all your friends.
Bread and eggs, bacon,
Ah, of course. How do you like your eggs?
cooked.
Well, I think we can manage that. Well, we'll get right to it. You see he heads into the kitchen, and you also note that one of the musicians that has been around, probably the defeated musician, the one that got blinded in the street the other day, he comes up and like sits next to you and gives you like a big pat on the back, Kaspar, and he goes, that was pretty exciting the other day, wasn't it? Now, I've never seen, well, I was blinded, but I've never seen quite as an exceptional encounter as that. That was some really excellent work, my friend. Yes. From you and the horsemen, mostly the horsemen, but you did great. I saw you grab that child like it was nothing. Incredible. I have to go practice my chords, but I'll see you around. And maybe I'll toss you a coin, eh? I'll learn that song, the one that guy he wrote, I'll learn it for you. I'll sing it tonight if you're around. And he gets up and wanders off.
Okay.
It's weird, isn't it?
Kaspar,
We gotta go soon.
you realize that something is different. Something is wrong. Something is not how it should be. You notice that while in an ineffable, it's hard to sort of put into concrete terms, you feel as though you are no longer hated and feared, but in fact tolerated by everybody, it seems.
Just generally or just here?
I accidentally did the hex too good. Oh no.
It's hard to say if it's here or in general, but it seems as though everybody is tolerating Kaspar of Blaviken, and whatever magic that the hex breaking tapped into did a little bit more than just the normal effect.
A little extra sprinkle.
I look at Opheia and Mare and Kilton and just kind of like a help me kind of glance.
Well, time to go.
Think of it as practice for when you're no longer what you are. When you have everything
Yep.
that you want.
I don't like this.
Get used to it.
Do people usually just touch you without warning?
Unfortunately, yes. You couldn't, but it's best to respond with just hey, or just remove the hand.
Okay.
So, Kaspar, mechanically, you may change your status to tolerated.
Oh my
And-
god.
Oh
This
my
is so
God.
big for him.
I will also say, Mare, actually, so Mare, you could use your magical training, and
Oh yeah.
Opheia, Kaspar, and Kilton, since you are all here, you'd be able to do an education check if you'd like.
Education.
Okay.
Please fumble. That would be so funny. Okay.
Education.
Education. It's what we went to college for. Well, I went to Jupiter, but
You didn't get much stupider when you went to Jupiter, though.
That was the Witcher training.
All right, and Opheia, did you want to do a check as well? Ooh.
Well.
Oh,
Still
maybe I
got-
shouldn't have.
If you
Still
want to
got the
succeed on a
brain
check.
fog.
Yeah. Opheia,
I just got my diploma back from Jupiter.
Space travel.
Sorry.
Opheia, you are not really sure if that's how the hex breaking is supposed to work. It seems a little unusual that that's what happened, but I don't know, magic's weird. Stuff happens sometimes.
I've never done it before. Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
how it is. Yeah.
Kilton with a 19. Magic isn't your forte, but you're a well-learned
I know
man,
a
and
spell.
looking at what has been recalled to you from Opheia and Kaspar about this, and what you know about magic in general, it seems odd that a fairly simple hex would change something as fundamental as the breaking of a simple hex would change something like people's perception of you, even if that is what the hex originally had to do. And Kaspar and Mare, both of you with a 20 or above, you note that that's unusual. Hexes are fairly common. They're fairly simple. Breaking them is tedious at times, but generally it is a kind of textbook type process. When the process is complete, the hex is lifted, and there's not usually any other ramifications unless there's a failure in the methodology. Kaspar, if you relate what happened with the celestial sign as well, then Mare and Kaspar, you would know that this seems to have affected the breaking of the hex and have created its own magical effect, almost cast its own spell in a way, taking the breaking of the hex, which had lowered your not reputation, but your standing, and has sort of reversed that in its own way. This is unusual, as there are few things that you know of that can do this in a magical sense.
It follows magical theory, though, in that magic is the harnessing of chaos to create an effect that is desired. The effect from breaking a curse is to be no longer hated, to regain social standing, to regain good perception in the eyes of other people. Since we are all walking magical conduits right now with these marks, it would make sense that desire that comes about from earnestly trying to break a hex would flow in the opposite direction as like a kickback to basically enhance the outcome. You broke the hex very well, so well that you kind of rewrote people's perception of you. Good job.
Do you all feel different at all?
I don't know how to answer that.
I guess did people who like me start liking me more now?
Not necessarily. It's mostly that people who don't know you perceive you in a more positive way. The people that do know you and the ones that, your companions, aren't necessarily swayed by just general standing. Like, even if you're hated and feared, they don't hate and fear you.
We don't run off of preconceptions. We don't run off of just like a basic once over preconception because we know you. We know you as a person, and we make our assumptions and base our feelings about you based off of that, not just about what we know about Witchers and seeing a Witcher in front of us. Well,
some of us have a little bit of prejudice.
Some of us have prejudice, but Mare doesn't. She's known you for a fucking long time. She didn't feel any different from you when you were hexed. You may have been harder to look at mechanically, but you're still Kaspar.
Well, as Kaspar acclimates to this new reality that he has woken up to, the group gathers their things and are able to set off in return towards the Mystwood as the morning grows late. Well, actually, no, sorry. You want to do Pardis's. You actually gather for Pardis's burial, which we'll pick up there next time, I think. As you head towards the Church of Creve, you see in the early morning light that Weidman, the priest, has kind of prepared the bodies of those who were slain yesterday, and it seems as though Pardis's burial is prepared and ready. So we'll pick up there next time with the burial of Pardis of Korath.